And let's further that conversation. We're joined now by Meena Bose, Executive Dean for Public Policy at Hofstra University. Meena, thank you for being here tonight. Let's start there. Set the stage for us and the challenges that a President-elect Joe Biden will face in accomplishing his agenda in the next 4 years.
Well, there are several challenges. We're first looking at the getting to the inauguration. Obviously, the certification of the Electoral College vote on Wednesday is on January 6th will be highly consequential. This will be perhaps the most contentious of what is supposed to be a ceremonial event that we've seen in more than since the late 19th century, since 1876, and so that will. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be certified. It's virtually impossible to see how that won't happen through at least through legal processes. But this complicates the path to governance, and it suggests that the inauguration is supposed to be a time for unity, for moving beyond partisan differences to focus on national values, principles, underlying goals that all Americans have in common. Without an agreement, I guess, that the election results are definitive, it makes it very difficult to move forward.
And I'll get to unity in just a moment, but Meena, do you think that the Republican base will be as influential with the GOP office holders once the Biden presidency has begun? I mean, should we expect the equivalent of loyalty testing going forward that we have seen in the past few years?
Well, I think that depends a lot on the how Republican elected officials respond to their constituents. We're seeing now more than a dozen Republican senators, right, have said that they'll sign on to objecting to the certification of votes, electoral college votes from certain states. That direction from members of Congress may motivate voters who might not otherwise be who might be more inclined perhaps to be conciliatory. So I think it's really an interplay between what voters who supported President Trump, supported Republican candidates that have lost, and what Republican elected officials in both chambers of Congress, how they decide to proceed.
And Meena, we're looking at the latest results on these runoff elections in Georgia right now. And of course, all eyes are on the Peach State as we await results, final tallies in these two races. Would a Republican Senate, if that were to happen, actually help Joe Biden by protecting him from some of the progressives in his own party?
Well, that's a pretty extensive debate in political science. Is divided government more effective in some ways than unified government, right? I think without a doubt, I think the Democratic Party would much rather engage in intra-party debates than inter-party debates. So a unified government, which would come if both Senate races in Georgia end up with a Democratic victory, I think is clearly more beneficial to Democrats because then they have a chance of passing policies.
And Meena, we're about out of time, just a couple seconds left, but I promised we'd end with unity. So how does President Biden unify a nation that is divided and 70 million people who voted for the other guy?
It's not an easy task, but this is what the president has to do. And I think it starts with the inaugural address and really building upon what Joe Biden has said from his Democratic Convention acceptance speech, from election night, that he will be the president for all Americans, whether you voted for him or not. And I think it is making good on that through communication and through actions that can be policies that will indeed advance the United States as a whole.
Appreciate your time tonight on this busy election night, so to speak, round two. Meena Bose with Hofstra University. Thanks again.